Hey everyone, Mitch coming in for the Commander Core Studio. Welcome to the show. So, holiday season is, well, here and approaching, and yeah, just a festive time of the year. It's currently -10 in Minnesota up here, so yeah, lots of snow on the ground. Very cold. Definitely time for the holidays, and yeah, or at least it feels like that to me. So on this episode, I thought it'd be fun to talk about some holiday promo cards that, well, are probably more expensive than you might think, and actually way more expensive than I thought they would be when I actually looked into them. And yeah, I just thought it'd be a fun episode to talk about these kind of weird, wacky, and off-the-wall cards that command a very high price, higher than I've ever paid for a single Magic card, and yeah, worth more than a lot of my decks. Probably any of my decks, some of these. Yeah, definitely. But yeah, in case you didn't know, according to MTG Wiki, the Happy Holidays cards are tournament prohibited, silver bordered, fun cards in foil. Wizards of the Coast has been giving these out annually at their holiday party. People have been given these cards include members of Wizards' internal teams as well as business partners. So, if you don't, want to buy one of these on the secondary market and, want the upcoming, holiday cards that they're going to be making, well, you can either join a Wizards internal team that gets invited to the holiday party or somehow become a business partner of Wizards as well and also get invited to the holiday party. Not sure exactly how you get the invitation, but yeah, might just be easier to buy a secondary market version, though again, the prices might surprise you. So let's jump into the cards, and there are quite a few of them. Let's start off with actually this year's. We're going to work in reverse order from 2022. This one is Chaos Wrap. Obviously, a callback to, well, Chaos Warp. Just switching the R and the A in there. Chaos Wrap. Kind of funny. Anyways, instant 4, 2 in red. Exact same as Chaos Warp, but the owner of target permanent shuffles it into their library. Then they look at the top card of their library and may wrap it. If it's a permanent card, they may put it on the battlefield. Otherwise, they put it onto the battlefield face down as a 4/4 present creature. To wrap a card, put it inside lots of sleeves. If it would be dealt damage or destroyed, remove a sleeve from it instead. That's kind of funny. So yeah, essentially, you just start wrapping it up, right? Like it's a present, essentially. You're using a lot of sleeves. I wonder really how many sleeves you could actually fit into. I mean, like interior sleeve, the inner sleeve plus, regular sleeve plus like, the protective sleeve. So like, I mean, at least 3, I would think. I'm sure people can make it even more though. But yeah, definitely a very interesting card. You will notice with this one, yes, this actually is the very first non-silver border essentially card when it comes to these holiday cards, but it also does have that acorn symbol at the bottom. So again, if we remember from Unfinity, essentially the new acorn symbol essentially is basically, hey, not tournament legal, not legal essentially in any format except for, well, I mean, in the case of Unfinity, those cards that were in Unfinity limited essentially. Now, I will mention, I probably already have it up on the screen. My apologies for not talking about it yet, but yeah. According to TCG Player, one of the listings, many of the listings are right around $94. So if you, again, were not invited to the holiday party, I was not either, but you would like this card, yeah, $94. Again, a reminder, not tournament legal. I'm sure there are some commander groups out there that would be completely fine with this. I mean, there are ones, that are completely fine with silver borders. So yeah, if you want to play with this card, ask your playgroup first, and then, yeah, probably pony up $94 or just proxy it. But yeah, next up, let's move on to 2021. Move backward to 2021. Whatever we're going to say with that. Last minute shopping with Gisa and Geralf. $74 card. I'll start off with the price on this one, because it's probably already up on the screen. A sorcery for 1 blue-black. It says, ask target opponent if they remembered to get you a present. If they say yes, they put a card they own from outside the game into your hand. Otherwise, you gain control of target permanent they control. For 3 mana, that's pretty powerful. I mean, I actually, if they could, just give you, something very terrible from outside the game too, depending on, if they brought, some extra cards from the side, they could probably just pull out like a secondary commander deck, probably, if you're, again, playing this in, a commander group that's okay with it. Be like, oh yeah, here's, Forest. You're welcome. They shoot your land drop. But yeah, otherwise, if they don't have any kind of other cards, yeah, you're just stealing something from them. And again, it's any permanent they control. For 3 mana, that's quite good. So your opponents better hope that they actually have something to give you. So hopefully they remembered a present. Yeah, a very funny card. And again, $74. Higher than I would think. Next up, I will kind of just show off this image first. The Holiday 2021 in-store promo. This actually was another kind of holiday card, but this one was different in that it was an in-store promo, but I believe this was only for, available only in Southeast Asia. And you could actually you have to win this one as well. So, and this one was actually metal gold plated too. So yeah, there's a lot of cool things with this promo. But yeah, very specific on where you can get it, how you can get it. And yeah, it is a treasure token. We'll show this off right now. Again, if you weren't lucky enough to win one of these, yeah, $90 on eBay currently is what I found for it. Metal plated. This one, I mean, again, technically is a legal card compared to the rest of them because, well, it is just a token. You can use token representation, essentially anything that you can use for it. So, yeah, I mean, treasure token, it works. I mean, it works the exact same thing as any other treasure token, essentially, or, if you make your own. But yeah, this has got to be one of the more expensive treasure tokens out there. Pretty cool that it is metal gold plated. But yeah, I mean, I don't know what to say about this. It's a treasure token, essentially. It looks pretty cool, but yeah, if you want it, $90 on eBay. But yeah, all the other promos are the ones that are given out at the holiday party from Wizards. And let's move back to 2020 with Top Deck, The Halls. $62 for this enchantment that costs 3 red, white. Decorated cards in your hand have Miracle Snow. Decorated cards include premiums, promos, and cards with alternate frames or art. So, probably the more expensive cards also have Miracle for a single snow. If you have your upkeep, you control 12 or more decorated permanents, you win the game. So, alternative win condition to just having 12 or more decorated permanents. Pretty easy to get to that win condition. I mean, if you've got a deck that is just decked out and everything is a quote-unquote decorated card, again, premium promo, card with alternative frames or art, yeah, you can make a full deck in that way. Oh, of course, there are just lands that have that essentially too, right? Alternative frames or alternative art. Yeah, there you go. You can just essentially just win the game by, getting to your upkeep with this in play. And also, yeah, Miracle for a snow. So every single time, you for the first card you draw each turn, you're just revealing, a decorated card. If your whole deck is that, just pay a single mana to cast it. Gross. Yeah, that is quite powerful. But yeah, again, if you've got a decked out deck, that could be really good in it if your playgroup's okay with you playing with that. Moving on, Decorated Knight. Speaking of decorations, $43. So this one, well, less expensive than the previous ones we talked about, but still more than any card I've ever paid for. A 3/3 human knight that costs 3 and a blue. This one has an adventure. Present arms. There you go. That's funny. 2 and a blue. Exchange your library with another deck you own from outside the game shelf of your library. That's a pretty cool effect. You're like, you know what? Let's switch things up. Things aren't going so well with this deck. Let's just, get that other deck. Let's play this. Keep in mind, you probably should want to make sure you're using different sleeves or it's going to be quite complex to try it. I mean, unless you get your deck list off to the side or whatnot. But yeah, probably different sleeves would be good picking a different deck because you don't want to just, with the cards that you're already playing with, then mix them up together. Regardless, if you actually get Human Knight, Decorated Knight in play, whenever it attacks, draw a card from your original deck if it's outside the game. So you can still play with that one as well. So yeah, again, different sleeves is probably going to be pretty crucial if you're playing with Decorated Knight. Moving back one more year, 2019, we've got Bog Humbugs. Funny name. A 1/1 flying insect for 1 black that says, whenever Bog Humbugs deals combat damage, hum that many notes from a festive song. If you can, put a +1 counter on Bog Humbugs. So, yeah, someone who's musically inclined, let me know in the comments below what that flavor text is. That's got to be some sort of a holiday tune. Maybe Jingle Bells? I'm going to guess Jingle Bells, and I've probably heard this before. It's probably Jingle Bells. Anyways, $37 for this one. Basically, yeah, just keep dealing more damage, hum more notes, get more counters on Bog Humbugs. So, and yeah, maybe, hopefully, you're humming, the tune well so that your opponents aren't annoyed with you. I mean, they might be anyways, but yeah. Next up, $27 for some disassembly required. Fun name. Enchantment that costs a black, and it says pay a black, sacrifice a creature, distribute the sacrificed creature's keyword abilities among any number of other target creatures until end of turn. If it's December, you gain 1 life for each of those keywords. It is currently December, so yeah, if you're using this card right now, great. You get extra benefits. You get extra life gain, which is great. And again, obviously the reference for this one is the kind of opposite, instead of some assembly required, which is, with a lot of, toys and stuff like that, or many, I should say. But yeah, this one is some disassembly required. So you're disassembling your creatures. Again, those kind of keyword tribal builds. Yeah, utilizing them and just spreading them out to other creatures. That obviously can get complex. You might need to, make sure you're taking notes to make sure where things are going, or have those like little keyword, like little token indicators. But yeah, I mean, this is a pretty funny effect. Again, we are getting cheaper and cheaper and cheaper as we go on, but you'll see that's not always the case. So this one is $27, but we've got some expensive ones coming up. Moving up to $49, we've got Thopter Pi Network from 2016. That's a funny name. Obviously, reference to Thopter Spy Network, which is great. An enchantment for 2 blue. Beginning of your upkeep, if you're eating, create a 1/1 colorless Thopter artifact creature token with flying. Use food to represent the token. Whenever a creature token you control dies, if it's represented by food, eat it. So this is encouraging you to actively eat at the table, which in some playgroups is a no-no, because you're like, oh yeah, what's this card do? And you've got like, your Dorito fingers essentially, just grabbing all the cards. But yeah, essentially you are encouraged to eat at the table. You're encouraged to represent your tokens with food. So whatever those are going to be. I mean, obviously you could do it in a more clean way if you've got, maybe like some like little like candies or whatnot, like little Hershey's Kisses or whatever, just like on the table. That could probably be a bit cleaner. But yeah, maybe you could just do it with Doritos too, just to get a messy kind of everything. But yeah, kind of a funny concept. Again, definitely a good callback to Thopter Spy Network, and it works somewhat similarly, but again, a bit messier. Next up, 2015, we've got Goblin Sleigh Ride. Quite funny, instead of slaying with, S-L-A-Y, sleigh ride, like a sleigh. $40, sorcery for 1 and a red. Target creature control climbs onto Goblin Sleigh Ride. You slide them on their merry way. If the creature stayed on, it deals damage equal to its toughness to each other creature touched during the slide. So this one does require some dexterity. You need to, get your, creature on top of this card and then move it around the table, hope it stays on. And if it does, yeah, you can, take out creatures. It's based on its toughness. So yeah, if you are in, I guess I was going to say, Arcades a strategist, but yeah, that's not in the colors, obviously. But if you've got a toughness matters kind of deck, obviously that involves, some creatures that have some massive toughness, maybe like some walls. Yeah, you can utilize them to take out, your opponent's creatures. So, or just, an inherently large creature could do it as well. So yeah, $40 for this one if you're looking for this kind of fun little mini game. Next up, Mishra's Toy Workshop. Now we're getting up there in price, $97. Obviously a reference to Mishra's Workshop. Very expensive old card, much more expensive than this. Anyways, a land that has tap, add 3 to your mana pool. Spend its mana only on spells and abilities that put tokens onto the battlefield. Use toys to represent the tokens. So that's kind of fun. That obviously can be incredibly powerful. There are plenty of decks out there, especially in Commander, that love making tokens. And yeah, you have to use toys to represent the tokens. I mean, you might not want to use just giant teddy bears because that's going to take up a lot of space on the table, this picture showing essentially. But yeah, I'm sure there are a ton of tiny little, toys that you can utilize, to actually, represent your tokens. Maybe like little Lego pieces or whatnot. That could probably work. That could probably be pretty easy and pretty fun, but also maybe a little complex, if you're making a ton of tokens. So if you got your token doublers, you might run out of your little Lego guys. So yeah, have fun with that. Moving on, back to 2013, we've got Stalking Tiger. Instead of Stalking Tiger, that's kind of funny. A 3/3 artifact creature cat construct for 5 mana. Stalking Tiger enters the battlefield with a sealed magic booster pack underneath it. When Stalking Tiger deals combat to a player, unwrap the booster pack and put it into your hand. $87 for this. I mean, plus obviously, the cost of whatever booster packs you're going to be utilizing with it. So yeah, this is incentivizing you to crack packs. ETBs with a booster pack underneath it. All you have to do is deal combat to a player. I mean, you have to probably make this unblockable or whatnot to do so. Maybe give it flying, give it some evasion, because it's just a 3/3. Once it does, you're drawing, what's in a booster pack, like 15 cards or whatever, it depends on the booster pack, I guess, and the different, basically you're drawing a ton of cards for free. Also, since this is a ETB, if you just have a ton of booster packs off to the side, you could just keep blinking this, or, getting it back, reanimating it, whatever, getting it back to your hand, getting it replayed. Use that ETB to get more booster packs underneath it, to then unwrapping more booster packs when you get more combo damage through. So yeah, this can provide you a lot of value. Of course, it is quite expensive, again, at $87, and also expensive because, yeah, you need to keep buying booster packs to be able to utilize it. So yeah, definitely a pricier one, but again, not pricey compared to some of the ones that we are going to be talking about. The next one, slightly less pricey at $80, Naughty and Nice. I believe that is the same person in the art as, what is it, Diabolic Tutor, essentially. Yeah, sorcery for 1 black is Naughty. Search another target player's library for a card, put that card in your hand, then shuffle the player's library. So a 3-mana tutor that gives you any card from an opponent's library, which is very powerful. On the other side of this, we've got Nice. Again, this is a split card. Sorcery for 1 white. Search your library for a card, put into another target player's hand, then shuffle your library. So yeah, giving that player a nice little gift. So yeah, essentially, this can work out, in multiple ways. Obviously, if an opponent has, a very powerful card in their deck that you want, awesome, take it from them. If, you want to work together with another player to help, maybe like, I don't have a board wipe in my hand right now. And, if I use Naughty, I will get one, but I don't have enough mana to actually utilize it to help save both of us in the situation. I'll cast Nice. I'll give you this board wipe that I know I have on my deck. I'll give it to you. You can utilize it on your turn to just wipe the board and save us all. So yeah, definitely an interesting card. And again, $80 if you want to utilize that one. Or again, proxy it. $133 now for Yule Ooze. Now we're getting up there in price. 2011. A 1/1 creature ooze that costs 2 red, green. It says at the beginning of your upkeep, destroy another non-land permanent chosen at random. Then put a number of +1 counters on Yule Ooze equal to that permanent's converted mana cost. Red, green, eat some food to generate Yule Ooze. So again, a more encouragement to be eating while you are playing a Magic game. So again, like the Opter Network as well. And also, yeah, kind of a random effect to start destroying things, just as, the Yule Ooze does, apparently, just growing throughout the game, destroying, again, an non-land permanent chosen at random. This can be anyone's, including yourself. So, yeah, you might be losing some other permanents to grow this. But also, this is going to be hard to deal with because you can regenerate it, though you do have to have food on the side to ensure that you are ready to do that. Again, $133, quite expensive. Nowhere near as expensive, though, as Snow Mercy. No Mercy. Snow Mercy, a $300 promo. A snow enchantment for 2 white. Back in 2010 is when this one came out. Whenever a creature does combat damage to you, put a globe counter on it. Here we go. Tap, untap, tap, untap, tap, like, shaking a snow globe. Tap all creatures with globe counters on them. So, yeah, this one essentially is like, hey, okay, if, you want to come at me and, deal damage to me, cool. I'm going to get a globe counter on your creature, and then when I need to, I can start tapping those creatures down by obnoxiously tap, untap, tap, untap, tap, untap, or, whatever it is, 3 times, essentially. Kind of a funny interaction. Oh, what is that one? It is escaping me right now, of course. That one card, essentially. It's an artifact. This is really bad. Artifact, let me know in the comments below what it is. Whenever something comes untapped, mill 1, essentially. That would work with this a little bit, the 2 untaps. Regardless, yeah, $300 if you want to play with Snow Mercy. Next up, Seasons Beatings, instead of Seasons Greetings. Very funny. $151, a sorcery for red. Family Gathering. Each creature target player controls deals damage equal to its power to another random creature that player controls. So, yeah, just, the festive tradition of apparently the creatures of the family fighting, apparently. So, yeah, just random creatures dealing random damage to each other. You might just be able to, single board wipe, a single spell to board wipe one opponent, essentially. So, yeah, or, maybe nothing really happens out of it, depending on, again, what is chosen at random. Moving on, back to 2008, Evil Presence, $215. Quite expensive for this. Sorcery for 2 black. Put a creature card from your hand into play under target opponent's control. That creature attacks each turn of Fable and always attacks its controller. Oh, so kind of like, that, movie trope of like an evil toy, essentially, something like that. And yeah, basically, okay, yeah, here's this creature. It's yours, but it's going to be attacking you during your turn. Now, I don't know how in the world that works with blockers, but yeah, Magic rules. Let me know in the comments below what you think. Moving on, gifts given. This is the most expensive out of all of the promos. $549 from back in 2007. An instant for 3 and a blue, so like gifts given, obviously the reference card. Search target opponent's library for 4 cards with different names and reveal them. That player chooses 2 of the cards. Put the chosen cards into the player's graveyard and the rest into your hand. Then that player shuffles their library. Basically, kind of like gifts given, except for instead of searching your own library, you're searching an opponent's library. They choose 2 to go into their graveyard, and you get the rest. So they're like, you're like basically like, hey, give me some gifts out of these things, and they're like, okay, I guess I won't give you these. So kind of a funny concept, and again, a good play on gifts given. Again, and just $549 for this card. Finally, though, we've got Fruitcake Elemental, $254. So very expensive. Not gifts given prices, but still very expensive. 2006 promo, a 7/7 elemental that costs 1 green. It's indestructible. At the end of your turn, Fruitcake Elemental deals 7 damage to you. Pay 3, target player gains control of Fruitcake Elemental. So, yeah, kind of the joke on, just passing around the fruitcake, essentially. Just, hey, here, I made this for you. Oh, thank you so much. I don't really, I definitely want it, but, next day giving it to someone else essentially is probably the joke. But yeah, a 7/7 indestructible. Cool. I mean, it's nice to have for 3 mana. But you don't want to have it in your turn. It's just going to start dealing damage to you. So give it to a friend. So yeah, definitely some funny kind of references with promos. But yeah, it's definitely some interesting promos out there for holidays. Obviously these keep coming every single year, so it's just interesting to see kind of what they're doing with them, the different kind of plays on words, the different references to old Magic cards and stuff like that. So yeah, also more expensive than I definitely thought they would be. Let me know in the comments below though what your thoughts are on this. Did you expect these to be expensive? Or as expensive as they are? Do you have any of these? What would any of you, any of your play groups want you to play with any of these? So yeah, let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are on this. And of course, as always, thanks again and have a good one and happy holidays. This show and episodes like this one are possible thanks to viewers like you. If you're looking for an easy way to help support this show, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Also, hit that bell notification icon so you don't miss any new episodes. You can also go check out our playmats and other merchandise at thecommandersquarters.com. We also have a ton of brand new t-shirt designs in stock, so make sure you check out those as well. Another easy way to support this show is with our TCG Player affiliate links. So whether you're buying a deck or individual cards, you can use this general link right here or one in the description. And the final way that you can support this show is by supporting us directly by becoming a patron. There are many benefits to being a patron, and I truly couldn't do this without all of their support.